Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to make something, I'm not sure yet, with my FOC bag from Thunderhorse Descendant. For those of you who don't know, FOC means Found Objects Challenge. Thunderhorse Descendants puts this on every month, and you get a bag of goodies for, I think it's $8.30 now, and it comes and you create something from whatever's in your bag. It's not the same as other bags. Every bag is different. Some have some of the same items in them, but they are different. So I have just opened mine and been looking at it, and now we have to decide what we're going to make. So let's turn down and we'll see if we can figure something out. Okay, here is what was in my bag. These weird bluish colored seed beads, these pieces of India glass, and this one stone heart. Stone heart appears to have a hole at the top, but not at the bottom, which means you would have to hook it into something to use it. So we also have this pretty pendant, which needs to be straightened because it looks like it's sideways here to its holder. To see if I can get it to move. There we go. That's good. And actually these seed beads match the dress here of the lady, or the top anyway of her dress. Then we have these beads, which are more of a bracelet because they have a slight bend in them. So, and some very different chain. I've never had chain like this before, but it's very intriguing. And it's silver, whereas this is brass, or bronze, I should say. And this is bronze for these. So the question becomes, what am I going to do here? I could make a bracelet out of these, though I probably could do it just like that, or I could just use one or two pieces here, 3 of the pieces, and take this 4th one out and just use them like this. Though of course I'd need to string something else at the ends. So now none of my India glass pieces are the same, and like I say, the hole in the heart does not go all the way through. I wonder how far it does go though. Here, let's see. I think I have a piece of wire here. Let's see. There, about that far. So probably not even 1/4 of an inch. So we'd need to add like say take this, put a loop on the top, and glue this into here for it to be able to be used. So I'm not sure how long this chain is. Doesn't appear to be very long, though it does have a extender chain on this side and a tiny lobster claw on this side. So it's an entire necklace. It's only 12 inches. What can you do with 12 inches? It won't even go around your neck. But anyway, we'll figure out something. I am debating taking one of these and dropping this pendant down from it, and then beading up and making a necklace, or maybe even a really short necklace, so it's sort of like a choker. These beads, of course, won't be used. They're all, well, There's nothing the same in the batch. So let's cut this loose here. Here's one. And I'm going to put these clear seed beads to the side here. Take off two. There's three. And we'll just take them all off here so that since one's, if I'm going to use three, I don't want to, that fourth one there. So now these are bent, and because of all the jewels on here, I'm not going to want to try and bend it back to a straight. So you can either use it like this, or with the bend, or a different way. Now I'm thinking this will have to come down from here, side to side here, to hang our necklace focal on. And maybe we do want a bead in between, like we've got this one, or this one might be better. It's pretty straightforward. And then here, maybe we'll put these two up here further so it's like a necklace. And I may make this shorter than I normally would so it's close up. And I'm not sure if I want to try and like put a little bit of this chain through here. That might be sort of cool. We might try that. I'm not sure how to link this chain though, unless I would have to cut one of the links out so I could use this little guy here for hooking on. Though I could right here on this end take this one off this extender chain. Probably do the same with this side over here. And that way, if I wanted to, I could just use one piece, but I don't want that much is the thing, because that would be way too much down here, unless I put it way up here in the necklace. So it was hanging sort of like this. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these pieces off here, and then we'll see what we want to do from there. Now, see, it has a tiny little thing here now, since I took that jump ring out. The other side is the same way, with a tiny little piece hanging off of this, and it's got a jump ring holding it on. So again, if I wanted to keep this little piece of extender chain, if I wanted to, I can just, like I say, hook it somehow here. Let's see, where's the middle? Right here. And then let it go down and then come up. And hook this in up here somewhere. Put this down here. I don't know if I'd want that length is the only problem. And then of course we'll just seed bead in between these. And then we just go up until we get the length we want. So the first thing I think I'm going to do is I don't know about this, so I'm going to set it aside right now till I decide. I'm going to get a piece of wire and do this together here. And this is a silvery color, whereas the rest of it is bronze, so it might be better just to let it be. And we'll try and make this, I'm going to make it more collar-like, I mean, you know, closer to your collar, whereas I like generally things to be away from my neck yet. I'm going to make this one a little closer. Okay, I've got this is actually gunmetal, but I don't really care. I'm going to cut the head off of this baby. I didn't want to use gold because it'd be too bright, I think. So we're going to put around and over, bring her over and around, leave a gap. Put our pendant into here, and we're going to grab it where it comes together, and we're going to wrap this up. Now I do have a second pair of chain nose I could use, but these are handy, so whoops, it's pushing down. We don't want that, so I straighten it up some. Okay, now that that's on there, it's just a hair's breadth crooked, so we're going to put our thumbnail here, or our pliers, and push just a little bit so we straighten up some. Now we're going to put this big ball on here. Now the choice has to be made, do I want to use a regular bell, or if I'm just going to hook this on with the wire onto whatever we have down there. And I think we're just going to hook it on with the wire. So consequently, we'll bend this forward because we want our loop to go this way, because we're going to hook it probably on a strand of beads or a piece of chain. So over we go. And then we're going to bring this over and around. Bring it over. And I'm going to just put this directly done. And I actually maybe should have used bigger chains, bigger loop, so that it would slide on any chain I used easily. But I may just put it in a specific spot, so that would negate that issue. So okay, so I am going to get my clippers that are more used to tight spots, so, because this guy is very close to the bead, and it's the big bead is a bigger bead. Whoa, dropped it. So I want to get that tucked in well, and we want to make sure that we're turned properly here. So there's our pendant piece. with the bead and the pendant itself. So next we're going to, I've got some dark blue lapis out. I think, oh, this might be cut in 2 pieces. If it is, we might not be able to use it. Let's see what we got here. Since I want this to be a shorter necklace, that's 12. This piece will be long enough for our beginning one, but I think this one is probably a shorter piece, and we won't be able to use it. Let's see. Definitely not. This one will have to be put away and used for a bracelet or something. So we'll get it back on the spool. If it doesn't argue with me about it. Yeah, it's arguing to a degree. Let's see if I can get this straightened up some. There we go. Put that aside. Now we're going to start our base piece here. And the first thing I have to decide while doing this, let's have some glue on this end, is, well, I'm going to put a, you guys go back away so you're not in my way here, because we're just going to start stringing. And what I want to string is, we're going to go, and we're going to go in here. And I'm going to put some seed beads in here because I might even just put some of the clear ones in here since they're not going to show. What we want is that those seed beads will keep this from banging against your neck. Let's put one on this side over here. And I'm going to put a bead stopper here. And we'll go through here. Oop. So see, we're going to put seed beads in to fill this up. And I'm just going to use some of these clear ones that were on the strand. For this side anyway. The other side we'll probably need to use something else because I don't think we'll have enough of these. But I think one more. So then through here, come on, where's the hole? There we go. And so see, this is going to hold this up from hitting this bar just sitting on your neck. And it will keep it from banging. So now we need to decide how many beads we want to put between each of the pieces here. So we want to go, I think, at least 7, and then we'll see what it looks like there. Now I want it to have some separation, but I don't want it to have a ton of separation, if you know what I mean. So this is 7. I think we'll try 9 and see what that looks like. There's 9. Push that up to there. And so that'll sit like this. And as it goes around your neck, because I'm not going to make this a long necklace, it's probably going to be about 17 inches. We're going to have these 3 towards the front, and then the rest of it will be just beaded. So that's 9. If we wanted it a little bit more yet, I could put in 11. I may put the 11, just because I don't want it to be too close, but at the same time, we don't want, it to be too far away. So there is 11. You know what? I liked 9 better, so we'll take these last 2 off. And we'll go through here, and then we need to get the clear beads on to make the break here by your neck. So oop. Now we want those 9 again, and then the other one. There's the 9. Then, of course, we want our clear ones again for inside our piece here. Do I have another teeny one? This one's not bad. This might work right here. Now, I haven't put any spacers in here, so I have to decide, do I need some spacers as we go up? Or do we, maybe what I should do is just, put a crystal or something in between every once in a while to give me that a little bit of a spacer. But there's the, and this is about 6 inches. So we'll need about at least 5 inches on either side of just beading. So, so now we just have to start doing our seed beads and decide if I'm going to put anything in between our seed beads. And if I do, it's probably going to be some kind of a spacer. Like, Who knows? Maybe I'll put a ball spacer in, a silver ball spacer. There's silver here, but I think I have some light blue about this color of crystals that might look cool in there. So let's find those. Okay, I found some blue crystals, but I'm wondering, do I want to break this up and put a blue crystal in between these to pull all this color together? Or do I just want to do 9 and put a crystal and so far up the side here? Let's do the 9 and then put one of the crystals in and see what it looks like. And then we'll decide if I want to add some more or change it up some. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is what this is here. And now do I put a spacer in or just put the blue crystal straight on? Let's see. I think I'd prefer a spacer on, and I do have some tiny little spacers right here, which I actually also bought from Randy at Thunderhorse Descendant. So we will try one of these and see what I think. Come on, go on here. Yeah, I prefer this spacer. I've always had a thing for spacers. And since this has already got these blues in here, I don't think I'm going to add more. I think I'm just going to do like 3 or 4 turns of the 9 plus crystal on both sides and see what we end up at. One, 2, I'm just going to do 9 more on this side, and then we'll do the 9 on the other side, and you know, the benches here, and we'll see how long it is. 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I'm going to put a bead stopper over here. Slide this down, go to this other side, and we will do our turns of 9. There's already one on there. With a bead stopper, and we'll see how long we've got it. So from here, down to here, this crystal is 10, and then we're at 11, little over 11. Well, we need to have at least a couple more inches. Well, it's only, I should say it's 13. So we need about an inch or so more on either side. So let's get the crystal on, as well as our spacers, of course. And 9 more beads. Now we will measure it again, see what we're sitting at. If we're at 17 or close, we'll probably stop beading this side and we'll start doing the other. So it's 12 to this bead, 13, 14, 15, 16. I would like it a little longer than that. 16 is choker length, and I'm not a fan of choker length. So I'm thinking put the crystals on and then maybe a few more beads. Not very many because we don't want the full amount because that would make it too long. So let's see what we get here. Now we'll measure it again, see what we're looking at. Twelve is here. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and close to 18. I do not want 18, I want about 17, because once we put the clasp on, we're going to be so we're going to take off 2 on either side. Frankly, I'd take the crystals out, but I don't want to knock the pattern out of shape. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 with just a teeny bit more. I think we can live with it. So now I need to get some more beading wire out to start our second strand. Now the second strand, I am most likely going to give it one more bead so as it turns it doesn't pull. But so now I've started the second one. We're using some black onyx, and I've just added a few extra beads up on this side, just 2 up on this last strand, and we're going to see how that falls. If we need to add a few more beads up there, we can. I want it to come down like this. So we're just going to repeat our pattern like we have been. And then until we get to our beads here, of course. Seven, 8, and 9. And now we'll go into our bead piece here, pull her up. And now see, when she comes around, we're going to add that, adding those extra 2 beads here have pulled it apart just enough, I think, that we'll have our lower section coming down, all right? And if we need some more, we can add them. So now I need to get some more seed beads for in the middle here. And of course we only have a few left here, and I'm going to have to go find some more seed beads to go in the middle here. Now they can be clear like these are. If I can find clear ones, that would be best so that they're all identical. But if I can't, they're going to be hidden anyway, so it won't be as big of an issue as it could be. So let's go find some more seed beads, and I'll be right back. Okay, I didn't find any clear, but I did find some white. So we'll just switch these beads to the white ones so they're consistent. These are very pretty seed beads. Actually, they're pearlized white, but looks like we need one more. Yep. Flip these back over. And now's when we're going to put in the next bunch, but it's going to be 10 to make it have a little bit more space there. So now see, that's just a little bit different. So it should push it so that it's a little bit at a different, so it angles it just a little bit. So put this in here. Come on, baby, go in. There we go. Now see how if I were to leave this, it has just a teeny bit of bag here. Something's sharp here. I may have to file something. So now let's do the white. Okay. Now again, we want 10 of the navies. Here. Oops, don't twist up on us there, baby. And then the white again to fill in the slot. Looks like that's it. In fact, that looks like it might be too big. Let's get a slightly smaller one for this last one. There we go. That's better. And through we go. And now we can turn our pieces back over again. You can see there's just a little bit extra space here, which is going to help that turn going around your neck like so. And I'm going to need to get out some more wire here because we're getting a little bit shallow here. Push all this down. There we go. Now I don't need any more of these whites, so I'm going to put those away before we have them all over the place. And now we just need to go with our pattern again of 9 crystal, 9 crystal, until we get up to the other end. Now I'm going to hook these 2 wires together so that we have about the same length on either side. And I'm going to cut this right here because I don't think we need any more length than what I've got right here. And put this wire aside. Okay, now I'm going to hook these two together. Oops, there's a white one I didn't get put away. And we'll see how it hangs. Oops, twisted that up. Okay, so now if it's on, it's going to hang like this. I'm going to go on like this. Now see, it looks like it's bagging when you're got hold of it, but when you put it around like this, you see how it doesn't look like it's got hardly any bag at all. It actually might need a few more crystals. And I really want this to be up high on you, because otherwise these are going to try to turn downwards, I think. Let's see how I feel about it when I pull it up to my neck. Now see, that's pushing down. Ouch, got it stuck in my hair. Always lovely. Ugh. To get this bead stopper out of my hair. I think what I need is to clear one of my busts so I can see how it's hanging better. So we'll probably do that. Okay, I've got a black bust here, which, see, now that one is still bagging up, and I don't like that. So it's going to go up here, and then they're going to come together here, and I'm just going to bring another bead stopper in and push them on so that they are pretty much like they would be if they've got a clasp. Okay, see, that's the only problem. That one is coming forward, see? Looks like I should have had more beads down in here. Definitely need at least 1 or 2 more beads down in here. So I'm going to have to pull this apart and either take some out of here or put some into here. So I could take put 1 more bead down in here. I think it might help. Because see how this is loose up at the top where it's tighter up at there? I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about. Right here, see, it's going to bag forward like this because I don't have either. I have too many beads here or not enough here. And I'm thinking I might do a cutesy, pull these out and add not one. I have some smaller than these little crystal beads over here on the side, the light blue ones. I'm debating if, since this is 10 down here, if I open these up and add one of the smaller crystals with one of the other ones, it'll pull this stuff down to here and should add, hopefully, that extra little beading we need down here. So let's pull this off. Ta-da! And I'm going to have to pull the beading out from at least one side here, unfortunately. That'll mean we have to redo it, but that's all right. We'll fast forward all the way through that, or I'll do it off screen. I can do either way. So what we need to do, these were fine. This extra 1 bead here made these, or 2 beads I should say, made these sides be fine. They were falling good. It was just that this, see how that turns forward like that? That's just not going to work. So because it bags like so. We don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the long strand out. Sadly, I can put some of this other stuff away. I don't need it anymore because I have everything I need here. Because I think I'm going to add a little crystal as opposed to any seed beads. So I can put these aside. These can sit up here with the other stuff that I'm not going to use. These two little guys can get put away because these are not the ones I'm going to put in here, though they'd work. But I have I unhooked that and didn't realize it. I have some of these smaller ones, and I guess some of those beads I just flipped back into the bin were the ones from out of this because I just noticed they're off. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pull this off, this whole side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just put a little spacer, this one of these little guys, and a little spacer. See how that's now pulling this other color into here? Now we put the next 5 back in here, and hopefully this little bit will be enough to keep the bag out of that. We'll find out because we're going to check it before we keep it going and get all this stuff in here. Look, here's my hair in here. So oops, I forgot to put it through the wire, through the hole there. That doesn't work real well, does it? One more. Okay. Now we'll go with the other 5 plus the little crystal in the middle. Now we need to go through the piece again and put the white ones back in place. Now I'm going to put on the first 9, and then we're going to see how this hangs, if it hangs better or if it still falls forward. Now when we hold this up, does this fall forward still? That is the question. Okay, doesn't seem to be falling forward now. See, so I can put the other beads back on the other side. Then we have to put our clasp on and decide how we're going to hang our pendant down here. Because it is supposed to hang right here. So let's get our beads back on and then we'll see how that goes. Now we have two things we need to do still. One of them is to decide on a clasp and put our clasp on. And the second is to put our pendant on the bottom here. So now we have to decide how we want to put our pendant on. Do we want to put another strand on, come from over here and then go back down over there? Or exactly what? So that makes a pretty good question. We could just put some chain from here to here and let it sit on some chain. Or we could make another bead strand. We'd have to hook inside here and then bring it down and then hang this off of it. I probably do have enough beads to do that, but I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. I actually even could put 2 strands of chain if I do chain and bring it like this and then down like this so it goes to the pendant itself as well as to our beaded spot. So that is a question. Do we want to do that? Also, what kind of clasp do I want to use? And do I want to go directly to the clasp? Probably not. Or jump ring it on. And I probably want to jump ring it on. So I may just jump ring these right now. Or I should say crimp them right now. So we have some and I could just leave the pendant off and use the pendant for something else for that matter, since this is a really pretty piece all on its own like this. We'll need to make that decision. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to crimp the ends here, and we're just going to make a loop on each end. So let's just bring this up. That looks like a good spot. Put the crimp right in the middle and crunch and turn. Okay, so there's number 1. And then we'll do the second one on this side and slide everything over and do the second one. So we've got that up there. Now we will crimp. and slide our beads into here if it doesn't want to go in through the small spacer, but it did, no problem. So now we'll slide everything over to this other side. And crimp these two. So I am going to put the bead stopper on one of these sides. And I'm going to make sure these are all slid over here. And then we'll crimp the next one. Now this is one that you need to, you have to get it down right now because we're going to be, oops, why are you not going through? This is the side we have to make sure is all the way up. Okay. Oops. Okay, the crimping pliers in there. Tighten this up just a hair's breadth because it kept sliding. There we go. Now we'll trim the excess off here. Dropped my spool of wire just now. Here's my clippers. We'll clip this end off. Now we'll get this other side here. Right now, all these sides are crimped. Got 3 bead crimp tubes still here. So now what we need to do is decide on a clasp. Now I have some clasps that are slide clasps which have just 2 sliders pieces, so they slide together and they have 2 pieces here. And that might be what I prefer to use. I like those style of clasps. Some people don't like them, but I do. So I think that is what I'm going to use. And then we have to decide if we are going to hang this pendant on here or if we're going to do something different with our pendant. But let's go get the clasp. I'll get the clasp put on. We'll hang it on the bust, see what it looks like, and then decide where we're going to go from there. Okay, here's my clasps. And I can probably just use Tinky Tots to put this on. So we'll get 4 of those. Oop. Don't go away. Well, you're determined to not be used. Boy, did I put this on wrong or something, because it doesn't want to sit properly here. Oh, there we go. Okay, one side on. Okay. This jump ring is acting weird. This one on this side, I may have to change the orientation of it. See how, oh, there we go. I think I got it. So, now that we have that on, put it on the bust. And she looks like so. Well, I think maybe I need to turn the camera so you can see what I'm talking about with the way it's sitting on the bust, which we can do, and then we can decide if we want to put anything more on it or if we're going to use this pendant somewhere else. So let's turn. So here is what I mean, how it looks. And it actually is really pretty as it is. If we put the, let's see if I can, if we put this piece on, it would be like right here, hanging somehow like this. And it's pretty, it would work. I just have to decide how I wanted to hang it. So, of course, it's fine just by itself right now without the pendant on there. In fact, I might like it better without the pendant. I think it looks really good as it sits right now. Now, if I were to take the pendant off the bead and just hang the pendant right here, I don't really think I want it on the bead anymore. And I think it would look good with just the pendant there. So now we have to decide if we're going to put the pendant on, how are we going to hang it on to here? So let's turn down and we'll play with it again. Okay, here's our necklace, and what I'm saying is, instead of having this bead here and another strand coming down, just the pendant here. Leave the bead off, put the pendant right here. Let's cut the bead off right now so that I can show you what I mean. Excuse me. And we'll just put the bead aside, back into its places here with the other stuff. And then I just want the pendant to hang right there, like so. But the question is, how do we hang the pendant? So I do have those, might be bigger than I want. Let's see if I can do this. We have, nope, those are copper. We want bronze. So I've got, so let's get one of these out and see if this will work to just open up this jump ring. Sort of find the central area here. I'm not sure if it's going to pull down too far on our bead strand because we have the white seed beads in here. And we don't want them to pull down too low. And I'm afraid they do, because they are, see, they're pulling down below the see, that pulls the seed beads down. I don't know if you guys can see. Let's see if I can move it a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. See how this pulls the seed beads down right here? And I'm not sure I want to do that. Though I do like the pendant. It looks good. I just don't like the way it looks hanging because it is pulling on the seed beads here. Maybe what I need to do is, I wonder if I can, if I pull it too tightly, is it going to hit too close? Because I'm thinking what I could do is take a larger jump ring, come on, one, and maybe even two, and bring the two strands together. Because if it's pulling up to the top, will it pull out of place still? That is the question. So let's see if I can bring the two strands together here. Come on, you. Now let's see if that keeps it from pulling down. That might keep it up too high. Well, let's see. Yeah, that keeps the seed beads up there, but it also keeps them up there too far because now the pendant doesn't want to drop where I want it to. So I may have to switch the pendant's jump ring to a large one, and then it will hang down a little further. So let's, what are you guys doing down here? Get you guys out of the way for one thing. We'll get another one of the big ones. Open our small one up that's holding our pendant in place. If we can get it to open now. Go on, off you come. Okay. Now we'll try this bigger one in the same place. Oh, wrong spot. Come on, go where I want you to be at. There we go. I think we may have it now. Let's hang her back on the bust and see what it looks like. I think I like it, so I'll show you what I mean. Ta-da! Let's see, you can't really see it, so let's turn the camera back up and we'll really look at it. Okie dokie, there she is. And it's sitting relatively well, so I'm pleased with it. Oops, pendant moved a little bit there. So I liked it without the pendant, I like it with the pendant, so either way is very pretty. So I think it turned out quite nicely. There we go. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we have been using pieces from out of my Thunderhorse Descendants Found Objects Challenge bag. Hope you enjoyed making this with me. I think it turned out really lovely, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.